Walk into any auto parts store and the diesel additive shelf has 8, 10, sometimes 15 different bottles. All of them promise the same things. All of them cost between $15 and $40, and nobody has to prove a single claim on those labels before they're sold. Two of the most popular brands actually contain a hidden ingredient that can fool your mechanic into missing an early engine leak, turning a $500 repair into a $5,000 rebuild. One brand, and only one, has been officially approved by Cummins, the world's largest diesel engine maker, after their own engineers tested it. In the next few minutes, real lab tests on 5 popular additives show you which ones actually do what they promise. The one ingredient to walk past every time, and a 30-second check that could save you thousands of dollars. Reality 1. Why diesel fuel today isn't what it was 20 years ago. That huge repair bill from the opening, the kind that can come from a failed fuel pump in a modern diesel, didn't start with a bad part. It started with a change in the fuel itself, and almost nobody at the gas pump tells you about it. The diesel coming out of a gas pump in 2026 is a different product than the diesel that filled the same tanks before 2006. Back in the early 2000s, the EPA decided diesel had too much sulfur in it. Sulfur was creating air pollution, so the new rule was to take almost all of it out. The result was something called Ultra Low Sulfur Diesel. Basically diesel with the sulfur level dropped from as high as 5,000 parts per million down to just 15 parts per million. The goal worked. The air got cleaner, diesel emissions dropped. But here's the part nobody mentioned at the time. Sulfur wasn't just a pollutant, it was also working like a natural oil inside your fuel, quietly lubricating the precision parts inside your fuel pump and injectors. These parts move against each other with gaps so tiny that even a single human hair is much thicker than the space they work in. When the sulfur was taken out, that natural oil came out with it. The fuel refineries try to make up for it by mixing some lubrication additives back into the fuel before it reaches the pump. There's even an industry rule that sets a minimum level of protection, but the catch is that the rule barely passes. Engine makers wanted a tougher rule. They lost that fight. Real testing of pump diesel across the country shows many samples either fail the rule or just barely scrape by, which means modern diesel engines are running on fuel that protects them less than what they were originally designed for. That gap between what the fuel actually is and what your engine actually needs is exactly the gap a good additive can fill, and exactly why choosing the right one matters more now than it did 20 years ago. Next, the one hidden ingredient that turns a protective additive into a serious problem. Reality 2, the potassium trap that can hide a 5-figure failure. Here's the detail that changes how you should look at every diesel additive bottle on the shelf. Of the popular additives sold in parts stores, at least 2 contain an ingredient called potassium in their formula. Now, potassium isn't poison. It can actually help your fuel a little bit. The problem isn't what potassium does inside the fuel. The problem is what it does to your mechanic's ability to spot a leak inside your engine. Here's how it works. Every now and then, your mechanic sends a small sample of your engine oil to a lab to check on engine health. That lab looks for 2 specific chemicals as early warning signs of a coolant leak: potassium and sodium. These 2 chemicals are inside engine coolant, the antifreeze that keeps your engine from overheating. So if either one of them starts showing up inside the engine oil, the lab raises a red flag. That red flag usually catches a slow leak in the head gasket, or a tiny crack in a part connecting the cooling system to the engine, months before you'd notice anything else wrong. A leak caught at this early stage might cost $300 to $800 to fix. The same leak caught 6 months later, after coolant has slowly mixed deep into the engine, can run $5,000 or more. Now picture an owner adding a potassium-containing fuel additive to every tank. A small amount of that potassium slowly works its way into the engine oil over time. That's because tiny amounts of fuel always end up mixing into the oil during normal driving. So the next oil report shows higher than normal potassium, but instead of treating it as a coolant warning, the lab assumes, oh, this guy uses that additive. That's where the potassium is coming from. The red flag gets ignored. The actual coolant leak keeps going quietly. By the time real symptoms show up, Overheating, white smoke, milky-looking oil on the dipstick. The damage is already done, and the repair bill has multiplied 10 times over. This isn't a made-up story to scare anyone. It's exactly the pattern lab analysts see in real customer samples when an owner is unknowingly using a potassium-containing additive. The fix is simple. Read the back label before buying. If the word potassium, or any chemical name that ends in potassium, shows up in the ingredient list, put the bottle back on the shelf. Next, the one industry test that actually proves whether an additive works, or whether it's just expensive fluid in a fancy bottle. Reality 3. The 520 micron number that tells you which additives actually work. Imagine paying $25 for a diesel additive that doesn't reduce engine wear at all, and in real lab testing, actually made wear slightly worse than plain pump diesel. This isn't a made-up example. One of the 5 popular products that went through real testing did exactly that. The only reason most owners never find out is because the test sounds scary on paper. But it's actually very simple. Here's the simple version of what the test does. Take a small steel ball. Press it against a flat steel disc. Both of them sit in diesel fuel. Now rub them together fast for a set period of time. At the end, the ball has a tiny scuff mark on it from rubbing against the disc. The smaller that scuff mark, the better the fuel was at protecting the metal. The bigger that scuff mark, the worse the fuel is at lubricating real parts inside a real engine. The industry has standardized this test worldwide, and the official rule says that scuff mark cannot be bigger than 520 microns, about half a millimeter, roughly the thickness of a credit card edge. That's the line. Above 520, the fuel fails. Below 520, it passes. Engine makers themselves wanted a tougher rule, 460 microns, and even smaller scuff. Because modern diesel pumps and injectors are built so precisely that even a slightly bigger scuff makes them wear out faster. They lost that fight, so 520 became the legal line. So why does this matter for the bottle of additive in your hand? Because when independent labs tested 5 popular additives, the plain pump fuel was already very close to that 520 line, with no safety margin. 4 of the 5 additives made the scuff mark smaller. They actually helped protect the metal. One product cut the scuff mark roughly in half, a huge improvement. But one additive actually made the scuff mark slightly bigger, meaning the bottle, promising extra protection, was actually making the fuel worse than it was on its own. This is a number you can ask any additive company about directly. If they can't show you their scuff test result with an actual number in microns, that silence is the answer. Next, the second test that matters just as much, and the damage it can do inside your engine. Reality 4, cetane numbers and the hidden cost of cheap fuel. A truck owner notices their pickup is doing a cleaning cycle every 300 miles instead of every 700. The exhaust runs hotter. Fuel economy drops. The mechanic shrugs and says it's normal. It isn't. The real cause is sitting in the gas tank, hiding behind a number nobody at the fuel pump ever talks about: the cetane number of the diesel itself. Here's the simple version. When you press the gas pedal in a diesel engine, fuel gets sprayed into the engine. Unlike a regular car, a diesel doesn't use a spark plug. Instead, the engine squeezes the fuel really hard, and that pressure makes it heat up enough to catch fire on its own. The cetane number is just a measure of how quickly the fuel catches fire once it's in there. A higher number means the fuel ignites faster and burns more completely. A lower number means there's a tiny delay, and in that delay, some of the fuel doesn't burn properly. It turns into soot, the black powder that comes out of diesel exhaust pipes, instead of into engine power. Most modern diesel engines are designed to run their best on fuel with a cetane number between 48 and 50. The catch is that the typical pump diesel only gives you 40 to 45. So right from the start, you're running fuel that ignites worse than what your engine was originally designed for. Why does that matter for your everyday driving? Because more unburned soot means the soot filter in your exhaust fills up faster. This soot filter is called the DPF. When it fills up, your truck has to run a self-cleaning cycle, sometimes called a regen. In that cycle, extra fuel gets sprayed in late to burn the trapped soot off. But here's the problem. a small amount of that extra fuel slips past the seals inside the engine and ends up mixing into your engine oil. That thins the oil out and shortens how long it can protect your engine. So cheap, low cetane fuel doesn't just burn worse. It quietly damages your engine oil over time too. When labs tested 5 popular additives for cetane improvement, one product raised the cetane number by 6 full points, pulling 42 cetane pump fuel all the way up to roughly 48, right where modern engines want it. One fleet additive company has publicly claimed trucks using their product showed 83% fewer cleaning cycles. That's not a small fuel-saving trick. That's the difference between an exhaust system that lasts 10 years and one that clogs up early. Next, the one product the world's largest diesel engine maker has ever officially endorsed in its entire history. Reality 5. Why the Cummins endorsement actually matters. In May 2017, Cummins, the biggest diesel engine maker in the world, did something it had never done in its entire history. It publicly recommended 2 specific fuel additive products. Both were from a brand called Power Service. The announcement wasn't a sponsorship. It wasn't a paid deal. It was a formal statement posted on Cummins' own corporate website, where the company said its own engineers had tested these products and confirmed they passed Cummins' technical standards. The senior Cummins engineer behind that statement said it directly. The additives meet Cummins' requirements. That's the same exact language Cummins uses for the parts it builds itself in its own factories. As of this video, those 2 products are still the only fuel additives Cummins has ever officially recommended. Almost 10 years later, no other brand has been added to that list. So why does this recommendation matter more than most marketing claims? Because of everything Cummins actually builds. They don't just make the engine itself. They also design the turbochargers, the high-pressure fuel pumps, the injectors, and the emissions equipment that all connects to it. Which means Cummins' engineers can see exactly how a fuel additive affects every single part of a diesel system. From the fuel pump at the front, all the way through the engine, and out through the exhaust filter at the back. When the company that designs every single part of that chain says this one additive works well with everything in our system, that's a completely different kind of proof than a label printed on a bottle. It's the closest thing the diesel world has to an official seal of approval from the engine maker itself. And no other product has earned it in nearly 10 years. Next, the lab numbers that show exactly why this product earned that recommendation. Reality 6. What the independent lab data actually showed. When all 5 popular diesel additives went through independent testing for both lubrication and cetane improvement, one product came out clearly on top. And the gap wasn't small. Power Service Diesel Clean plus Cetane Boost raised the cetane number of plain pump diesel by about 6 full points, taking typical 42 cetane fuel up to roughly 48, exactly where modern diesel engines want it. On the lubrication side, Power Service also did well, shrinking the wear scuff well below the 520 micron failure line. Another product actually shrank the wear scuff even more, roughly in half. But here's the catch. That same product contained potassium, the exact ingredient that can fool your oil lab into missing a real coolant leak. A winning lubrication number that hides a serious engine warning isn't really a win at all. Power Service didn't contain potassium. It didn't noticeably increase how much fuel mixed into the engine oil. It didn't bring in any leftover chemicals that would clog up the soot filter faster. It performed well in every category that matters, without any hidden problems along with it. That combination, strong protection, the best cetane improvement, no potassium masking risk, and the only official Cummins recommendation on the market, is what makes it the clean answer in independent testing. And here's the part that matters at the parts counter. It's priced like a regular additive you'd find on any shelf, not a fancy premium product. A single bottle treats multiple tanks. The cost works out to roughly 1 restaurant lunch per month for most diesel pickup owners. Against the possibility of a 5-figure fuel system repair, the math is pretty hard to argue with. Next, the simple checklist you can use at any parts counter to apply all of this in about 30 seconds. Reality 7. What to actually check before you buy an additive. Put all of this together, and the buying decision becomes a short, simple checklist. Anyone can run through it in less than a minute at the parts counter. First, flip the bottle around and read the back label. Look for the word potassium. If the word potassium, or any chemical name ending in potassium, if it's there, put the bottle back and pick a different product. The small amount of help it might offer your fuel isn't worth the risk of fooling your mechanic into missing an early engine leak. Walking past two well-known brands costs nothing. Missing a head gasket warning for 6 months can cost you the entire engine. Second, look for the scuff test number. A serious additive company will publish a number in microns showing how their product performed on the standard fuel lubrication test. If the bottle or the company's website only says vague things like improves protection or extends engine life, but never gives you an actual number, that silence is the answer. A real number below 520 means the company has proof. No number means they just have marketing. Third, check if it boosts cetane in points, not percentages. A real cetane booster will tell you exactly how many cetane numbers it raises your fuel by. The strongest products in independent testing give you gains of 4 to 6 points, enough to genuinely move ordinary pump diesel into the range modern engines want. Vague phrases like boosts power or improves performance without an actual cetane number mean the company is selling you a feeling, not a real result. Finally, check for an engine maker's recommendation, especially Cummins, which has only ever recommended 2 products in its entire history. A real engine maker recommendation reflects actual testing that the maker chose to publicly put their name behind. It's the strongest single signal on the entire shelf. None of these 4 checks cost anything. They take less time than reading the price sticker. But they're the difference between buying real protection and buying a future repair bill in advance. And they work at any parts counter, no matter which specific brands happen to be stocked there. A whole wall of diesel additive bottles, all promising the same things. And one of them hides an ingredient that can quietly cover up the earliest warning sign of a coolant leak in your engine. Out of all of them, only one product has been officially approved by the world's largest diesel engine maker after they tested it themselves. Before your next fill-up, do 3 quick checks. Read the back label for the word potassium. If it's there, put it back. Look for a real scuff test number from the company in microns below 520, and look for a cetane improvement listed in actual points, not vague boosts power claims. These 3 checks cost you nothing. They could save you thousands. If this changed how you'll look at the additive shelf next time, drop it in the comments. And if you want a follow-up video naming exactly which fuel pumps are most at risk, tell us below.